When it comes to action figures, there's a lot of heroes, but there's only one action figure that can beat them all. That's Chuck Norris. We're going to look at his toy line and some that didn't get released. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you to talk Karate Commandos. That's right, Karate Commandos. That's karate with a K. Sorry, dog just wanted to cry. Of course, a toy line did go along with this cartoon series released by Kenner, and we're going to look at the ones that hit the stores and a series 2 that never got released. But first, let's dig into the cartoon a little bit. It premiered September 1986 and ran for 5 episodes, all of them in September. I know, I forgot about this show, and I always, talked about the figures and knew about the show, and I thought at least it lasted one season, half a year or something. But 5 episodes, I guess you'd call it a mini-series. And this is about Chuck Norris. He plays himself, a cartoon version of Chuck Norris, and he works for the government. And his team for the government is, of course, called Karate Commandos, and that's karate with a K. And he goes up against the evil Vulture team, led by the Claw. No, not that Claw. And his right-hand man, Super Ninja. This was the 80s. Ninjas were really big, and what's better than a ninja? A Super Ninja. And he also had the stormtroopers of his gang, Vulture Ninjas. Now, this cartoon was produced by Ruby Spears. No related to Britney Spears. At least I don't think it is. I didn't look it up, but I doubt it. Anyway, this is a cartoon production company that produced a lot of 80s cartoons. Produced the Rubik's Cube cartoon, the Pac-Man cartoon, Thundar the Barbarian, and even the Mr. T cartoon. Well, they also produced Chuck Norris's Karate Commandos, and that's karate with a K. And like the Mr. T cartoon, Chuck Norris would appear at the beginning and the end of the cartoon to talk about the show and what kind of moral lesson was learned.
The gang and I ran into the Claw and some of his more nasty friends while we were transporting a state-of-the-art robot on what turned out to be a terror train.
And one thing watching this show, you're going to know is Chuck Norris, because the theme song's going to tell you about 9 times.
Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, man of action. Chuck Norris stars in Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Chuck Norris, he's got nerves of steel and strength to match. Chuck Norris with his team, Pepper.
It's too dangerous, Chuck. Wow.
Too much.
Too much.
Kimo, the samurai warrior. Reed, Chuck's teenage apprentice. Tabe, a sumo champion. With Chuck Norris, they battle the sinister forces of the Claw.
Remember this.
And the ruthless Super Ninja.
I'll finish Norris!
Chuck Norris stars in Chuck Norris Karate Commandos.
Also released was a comic book series from Star Comics. It's an offshoot of Marvel Comics, and there were 4 issues. Hey, that's one less than the whole television series. But let's dig into the Kenner toys, and you want to see those unreleased Series 2 figures. But let's start at the beginning. Let's see what did make it to stores in 1986. It was 10 figures and 1 vehicle. Let's look at the figures. First, let's look at the ones based on Chuck Norris. There was Chuck Norris Battle Gear, Chuck Norris Kung Fu Training GI, and the one I like to refer to as normal Chuck Norris, but it's Chuck Norris Undercover Agent. Also in the series was Kimmo, a ninja separatist, Ninja Warrior, a Red Ninja Master, Reed Smith, who looks like a Chuck Norris wannabe, Super Ninja, and wearing a towel, Tabe. Not sure if I pronounced that right. Maybe I did. The vehicle of the line was the Karate Corvette, and that was karate spelled with a K.
Bullies who pick on other kids in the schoolyard, they never like to play fair. Just like the Claw when he tried to bully me.
But there was more than just the action figure line to hit the stores. There was a role-playing set. There was 2 different things in the role-playing set. A light-up sword. I know, when you think Chuck Norris, you think sword. And Karate Commando sunglasses. Not only do you think light-up sword when you think Chuck Norris, you also have to think sunglasses. I don't think I've ever seen Chuck Norris wear sunglasses, ever, even when he was a Texas Walker Ranger. Also released was zipper clips. This was Karate Commandos that would hook to your zipper to give you a better grip or just to look cool. There was also a Karate Commando shirt. Well, not really, but there's now JunkmanMerch.com. Check it out, JunkmanMerch.com. Now, let's look at the figures that we didn't get. Series 2 for 1987. I mean, the show only lasted 5 episodes, so you can imagine the toy line didn't stick around long either. So let's look at what we didn't get. First up, there would have been another Chuck Norris. Roundhouse Kick. What a great name for a figure. There would have been another Kimmo. This would have been Flying Sidekicks. And we would have got the Evil Claw. That's right, the bad guy. We should have got him in Series 1. We would also got Ninja Fighter and Ninja Hitchman. And we would have got Tank Sherman. I guess it's like a play on the Sherman tank. I don't really know. But there was also some vehicles we didn't get. We would have got the Karate Chopper, and that's karate spelled with a K. A Ninja Bonanza Cycle. Why is it Bonanza? I'm not really sure. And we would have got a Samurai Cycle. Chuck Norris looks kind of silly sitting in this thing, let's be honest.
When you do face up to your mistake and know you'll never do it again, then you become a much stronger person. And we needed all that strength on the island of the Walking Dead.
Now this is part of the show where I tell you how good the action figures are and how good the cartoon was or how bad each one. I never saw the cartoon. Be honest with you, I don't even remember the cartoon until I found out about the figures in the 90s. I was a big Chuck Norris fan. I love Mission in action. All of them. But I didn't remember this cartoon or know anything about it. It was just kind of odd, which I think is kind of odd, but only ran 5 episodes in 1 month. So you can see how it was probably easily missed.
And things got pretty tough for us down in Florida with the Deadly Dolphins.
What about these figures today on the secondary market? Do they sell? Figures on card usually sell for the low 100, sometime lower than that. The figures loose off card you can usually pick up pretty cheap. I've seen the whole set on eBay sell for about $30. So yeah, they kind of hold a value. I mean, they're Chuck Norris, so it'd be kind of cool at least to have a Chuck Norris figure. And I think the most expensive one I've seen anyway is the Corvette. That's the Karate Corvette, karate spelled with a K, that sold recently for about $400 on eBay. That's in the box sealed up. But that's a look at the released and unreleased toys to the 5-episode cartoon series, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. And yes, that's karate, spelled with a K. Well, I want to thank you for watching. Thumb up so you like my content. Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.